Hi, this is IK. Welcome to Redux Thunk middleware. Here is a social network. We have a post and we have two components here. Two components in app.js. It is one topic component in component 3, and in that component, on that component app.js, we have a component addNewPost and list of post. Here it is. App.js, we have add post form, post list. Here it is, import of that. Index.js, here is app component, and provider store. Provider, it is a connection with Redux. It is a connection. Redux is through provider and component provider through store is wrap around the app component here, Redux. Look at what we import for provider from React Redux. A store is from App Store, and import app is here. This construction connect React application with Redux and all that together through a document.get element by ID root. That actual document object we will see through element named root. It is app.js store. Store is here. Look at the store. Store is one reducer. It is post reducer, and we have React Redux application, social network. And when we first time open this application, we have mounting or rendering component, and component post list would be rendering post list, add form, post list, app, last one, like mother to list and add form. And when list finished mounting, we have activate hook use effect, and that activation, now I know this logic, use effect activate dispatch, fetch post, but only if post status idle. Post status is idle. Here it is. Post slice. It is initial state. It is object. There is a properties post. It is array status error. And post list. When happen dispatch, would be activate fetch post function. It is Thunk, and Thunk is always in post slice. Click here, post slice. Here is a Thunk for fetch post. created by function create asynchron thunk. There is a two parameter, post fetch post, what will be incorporated in object type, action type. And the second parameter is Axios library dot get method, asynchron calling, asynchron fetch data from this address from mock server. It is endpoint. It is asynchron process. Here is asynchron keyword in front of arrow function, and asynchron and await. That two keyword give us possibility to write this code without 10 callback like synchron code. Create asynchron thunk or fetch post activate during asynchron processes would be activate object promise, and this is object promise. Response is object promise, and if it is all okay, we return this fetch post, return response data. In this data is array from mock server. Post, here in post list, we declare object post equal hook use selector, and in parameter is select all post. Select all post we declare here in post slice. Select all post is known for us state dot post dot post. 2 times post because post is name of slice, and is name of state, but inside of that state we have properties post. We can change that name, but better stay like that. We can better understand what happened, because here it is post slice, name is post. It means that initial state it is postus, it is state named postus, but inside that state postus, there is properties postus. Here it is. There is properties postus, status and error, and we are interested in post. In that post is data, it is array. And select all post, we have that object, what we now use here like parameter in post list. Declaring variable object post, use selector hook we use for assign array to object post, and we declare post status. Also use selector state equal state post status. Look at here. Post is name of state, and status is name of properties of that state. And also constant error. Also you assign use selector state parameter in that arrow function. State postus this object, and dot error is properties of post object. In use effect we analyze that, and I think about that, and I would, you can experiment in JavaScript with this construction, but it is post status equal idle. When use effect activate by finished by life cycle of component, it is a finished rendering, concretely life cycle. That finished rendering call use effect, but only one time, and activate dispatch, but only if this condition is true, is 1. It means that only this one logical construction means that dispatch will happen when post status equal idle, and together this together is 1. Result is 1 only if post status equal idle and dispatch running, and only result 1 we have if result 1 we have data, we activate fetch posts function and Thunk and all what coming from that, and coming fetch post activate arrow function for fetch data from a mock remote server, and if it is all okay, we have data back here, and here it would be that data coming in object post here, and after that we have post plural, it is array from a mock server, and we declare content. That content would be in here in return visible, and that content we declare in this declarative coding, post status equal loading, content equal spinner text loading, content post status is succeeded, content is posts.map, post here is in parameter of arrow function, and in body of arrow function we have element post expert, and that element is in a loop of map, and every post is one post excerpt, and key here is a key for that reason, because we must know ID of every post, and here is properties, short props, post equal post in curly brackets, it is real value, it is post by post, it is this parameter. Every post there is one element, this one element. It is this one React element, it is React component, and that React component is here. It is, we are on the post list. This is React component. It means coming, it is object post expert except declaration equal arrow function, parameter is post, here is a post, but in real, really it is argument, because it is a real value coming from from mock server, and it is real post, one by one post, and every post will this function will return this JavaScript extension, article, class name, it is not important here. I don't use this. And article key post ID, and post title, we see post title, and we see post post content. But I think something, why article there is a key post ID? It is don't need article. What now? What I take? Must all with the curly brackets. Article, because post expert there is a key, and complete post expert, it means complete this component will repeat. Okay, I can see loading. It is post 9. It is all working like before. It means I am right. Article post title, because look at post list in post expert is here. Content, in content we have post expert, and here is a key post ID, and we have a loop. Every post will be component post excerpt, will be component post excerpt, or it can be also one component. I can delete this key and have article repeat. I think it is better. It is better that we have one component, and inside that component article, as many posts. But why looping complete all component, and X, and I get to, I never see a key in component, and post excerpt, and let's go to, let's go up, and here is post ID. It can be right, yes, it is right. It is all working like before, and it is better that we have all in one component, that list, and that we have article more as we need. It is fetch data, fetch post. Here it is in post slice, fetch post, and we have one Thunk more. It is addNewPost, And also, like fetch post, you see declaration is constant add new post. Export because we need it in add post form. And also create asynchron thunk. It is function from Redux toolkit. And the first parameter is part is a string post / add a new post. That string will be incorporated in action type post add new post. And now it is interesting that async, also we have a word, keyword asynchron, and the wait. Also we have coding like synchronize, and here is the initial post parameter, and it is arrow function with the initial post parameter. That initial post we can call it add new post. Add new post. It is initial post here, initial post. And what is it? It is title and title. Here it is, maybe better. I have now post 10 and content. Title and content. Title and content is initial post. And we send the initial data to mock AP server. Here it is. The payload creator receives the partial title content. We send to server title and content, what we have in form. And that will go to server, mock server, will be server software would be add new post, that initial post, add to existing array, and after that return that initial post, but with ID, complete with ID. It means that mock server gives ID and complete push that on the server, push that to array, existing array, and after that send back response title, content, initial post, and ID. We send the initial data to the mock AP server. The response includes the complete post object, including unique ID. Again, title and content we call together initial post. That initial post we send by post request of Axios library. Post request we send to mock server. Axios library is created around Ajax, and to mock server complete push that or connect that post to array, and response title, content, response that initial post with ID. Servers give ID. And we have a response here. What is it? It is promise. It is object promise. Here it is object response equal object promise, and object promise have two methods, 10 and catch, what is not visible here. And if it is all is okay, it is Axios will show number 200. It is all is okay, there is no error, and our response will receive initial post with ID, unique ID, and our Thunk here return response, but response that initial post, that title, content, and unique ID. Of course, every Thunk activate promise. There is a event a tree event, and that tree event pending is when starting, when we click start button, pending, and if it is all is okay, we have fulfilled. But now look at here, add case, add a new post. We have only fulfilled here what we can, but in that case we don't see if we don't see on the page, on the user interface, we don't see message of error. But okay, now if it is okay, fulfilled, what happened? This is reducer. This is arrow function with two parameters, state and action. State and action. And in body we have state post push, and parameter is action payload. We push to posts. Why here we have not two posts? Because state is post. State is post. Why? How? Because initial post slice is only post reducer, is only posts properties. It is properties. And when we said state, we means on posts. How? Here it is. Name is post. It is a state. We call that state. Here, only for this post slice, because if we have user slice, it will be users. State would be users. And before, when we have only one post array like state, we use only state. We don't need write post. You can remember if you look at earlier video about Redux. Okay, push. It is a method for add post to array. Action payload, and that push it is directly mutate, but we don't. We can write it. It is privileged of Redux toolkit and create slice function, because there is a library, IMER library, what will see that and correct our action, copy state, copy array, and to that copy push action payload, and return new state. Return a new state. Every time when Thunk would be dispatched, it is activate three action: pending and detection, dispatch. Thunk have also parameter dispatch, and dispatch that pending action. And here it is what dispatch. Dispatch action type will have this part in string, in action type, and Redux reducer function, there is only state, because there is pending, there is no payloading, and it is enough state here. And state, what is that state? It is a current state, and that current state is about and in body we have state status equal loading, and that will be again here it is directly mutate, but Aimer will create copy of status. Status was idle, and that copy will be that copy, but here it is only return that loading. But in any case, Aimer will don't touch idle. Idle was current state. It is current state, but it will return new state loading. It means it will not like this status idle is now equal loading. That directly it is impossible, but must be copy, and we change with loading and return loading. Add after that dispatch fulfilled if it is okay, and state now reducer, this function have two parameters, state and action. State is current state, what will be immutable update, and with what with action. Action here is state status succeeded, also directly equal, but Aimer will create it immutable. And here is what to do. Action type said what to do, and reducer do this. State post equal, again directly mutate, but Aimer library will take state post copy and concat action payload. If I spoke about fetch post, it is all action payload is all array, all post from mock server, and concat to posts, copy of post, and return new state. It is current state, will be after that, will be return reducer function. Reducer will be return post, new state post, complete post. And if would be error, payload is action error message. and state error now is null, will be action error message, but not directly like this, but create copy and copy, eliminate, or return new state. Will be return new state, but not mutate current state, but return a new state with message what is wrong. And we will see that message on the UE. But all that always happen without we coding it in extra reducer. It is always, but if we don't write, for example, message, and would be error, always we see loading, because reducer is only one what mutate, what immutable update state. And if we have no state, finished action with immutable state, we have not data to show in our web page. We show data on the page, on the component, through state, because use selector post list, use selector, here is post list, use selector must select state. But if we know finished process, we have always loading, pending situation, because not happen final reducer, because we don't write reducer. Okay, let's go to see that. And post slice, I go back. In post slice, I need write, pending, and reject it for this also. Here is only fulfilled, and it means that this parameter will be part. Here is not string, but will be part of action type. And here is payload, action type. This would be action type, part of action type, string, and reducer is about payload. What to do? Fulfilled means all is okay, action payload exists, and action payload push posts with ID and with it is interesting here that we send new post, title and content, to server, and server complete it on the server, and don't send all post, but only that same title and content, only one post with ID, send back. It is response, and it is promise object. That promise object have pending and pending, fulfilled, or reject, and Thunk take it, and of that create of that event he take action, create action, pending, fulfilled, and reject, and that action send to store, to Redux store. Send it like synchronize, like it is part of the component, like it is not asynchronous, because Redux only understand that kind of coding, synchronize, and for Redux it is like coming from component, like the data coming from component, because it is extra reducer, and reducer is also reducer, every is a reducer, and reducer, every reducer there is a state and action, two parameter, and state is current state, and action is object object with payload and object type. Payload is what we type in form, and type, object type, action type is what to do. And here is what to do for every action type, fulfilled what to do. And that we do here directly push action payload to post, but I'm a library in background, create copy of post, array post, and push that copy and return new state. Again, this is current state, but after that reducer will be return new state. Reducer, there is a two input, state and action, and one output. Because of that, there is named reducer. Reduce, two input, reduce in one output. And immutable update is here important keyword, important process. Here is post. Look at now save post. It is 10. Here it is 10 here visible. And look at here post, add a new post pending, and post add new post fulfilled. Here we have pending, even though we not coding extra reducer for pending. It is always that process we have always, but if we have not that in extra reducer for pending, not important. But is important if we need immutable update state, because if we this moment our state is after pending when after pending our status is idle, but now when it is all okay, here status was loading, and here is fulfilled successful status. But now, okay, I create this moment. I now for add a new post up for Thunk. Here it is. I will give here number 2, and now look at what happened now. Look at the fetch post. Okay, fetch post function like before, but now post 11 content. When I save post, look at save post, this field stay here, don't go up, there is no process, but and we have no message here, and process is stop. Our state, we have pending here, we have rejected, but we have not extra reducer for pending, not important. We can see what happened here in pending, but here in addNewPost rejected, we see type is post addNewPost rejected. Meta is not important for now. And error is Axios error. Request fail with status code 404. There is no page not found. And we have all that here, but this message will be visible on component, on user interface, if we have extra reducer. Also, this here, state, undefinite, error. It means that that process not finished. Process not finished. Here, look at here. That three here down. We can see also. It is about unique key. Unique key. It means that server. Mock server, this free mock server, don't give correct ID and maybe repeating, etc. It is not here important, but here 405 not found, failed to save post, and failed to save post, and in any situation, this moment we have state here in pending fulfilled action payload is here fulfilled. It's all is okay. But error, and yeah, pardon, error, it is properties, it is undefined, undefined, error, state is like is, it is, there is error that state, there is error, it is empty. Here it is. Trees, row, error is undefinite. It is properties of state is undefinite. But nothing about we have not visible on UI, and why it is undefinite? Because there is no reducer and cannot go. Process is not to finished. What is finished of asynchronous process? Finished of asynchronous process is state. Reducer, immutable update state, and it means that error must be message, have some message, but it is not finished because only reducer, it is post slice, only reducer can give, reducer can immutable update state, and error is properties of state. Okay, I try copy this. I have here this, but this not here and not here, but only here. And it was on the end, but when I copy this, I have this error of point, but it is reason. Okay, now is all okay. I need 20 minutes to see that error. Because they spoke in error about dot, but it is not dot, it is a semicolon or like that, something like that. And look at, and 20 minutes I look at that was wrong here. And now I copy this, only change name of Thunk. Add new post rejected, and now I go there up, and now I will post 12. Okay, there is nothing about post 11. I will okay. Post 11. Because we have error in mock server. Post 11. I expect now, here it is. Request failed. Request failed. Because we have extra reducer, and our state now. Okay, we have only message. We have only message. Here it is. Here it is. Initial state is post status error null, and now error is rejected. Here is error. Error is Axios error because address of mock server is wrong. Message and all other. Look at here. All about error bad request. It is post 11. We see here post 11 content. It is because it is now in form state. Request ID. It is some reference only that we know if we have refresh or something else that we know, does it request ID? If we need in analyze, now I don't need it. Look at request status. Request status rejected. Abort condition false. And error is all that. But why we have state undefinite? Because we have not finished process. Process of this activity. Here it is. Here it is. All stopped. Here is message, and nothing happened. Our state is not immutable update. This properties is not immutable update. We know what happened. All we know what happened, but finished is not process is not finished on the state. Finish must be complete process with new state. Must be new state, and we have not new state because we have not. It is rejected. We have no data, and that what was rejected. We will see now that how it is manifest. Yeah, we will see how it is manifest. We also have addNewPost pending, and we will know action state. Okay, pending. We see rejecting, but rejected, but we don't know. We have not all finished to, because look at this new payload don't go out, and the message, error message is undefinite. Undefinite. Rejected state. No, it is error. Yeah, error is empty. Yeah, look at error. Error is empty. Okay, now I repair. I correct. addNewPost. addNewPost. Correct address to 1. And there will be, look at, there is no, it is 10. There is nothing here. Yes, here. Post, it is post 1. No, there is no post 11, and I must again, here it is only post action pending and fulfilled fetch post, but now post 11 save post, and here it is 11, and here it is all is okay. Here it is fulfilled. Error empty, there is nothing in error. Action state. In action is you see all state. You look at state. There is a children count 3. It is type. Here it is fulfilled. Here is type. It is meta. It is not interesting, but payload. It is payload. Here it is payload. Type and payload. It is state. And payload, there is 3 child: ID, title, content. ID 12. Title post 11. Content, here it is visible. And this meta, not interesting for us. Even in argument, we see 2 child, title and content. And it means we send to server title and content, and server response ID, title and content. And it is together, it is payload state. It is concretely posts, it is properties of our state. State is object, properties state is array. Thank you for watching this video.